It looks like today will officially be the end of the S&P 500 green day streak that it has had going on. So the S&P 500 is headed for its longest winning streak in more than 20 years. For those that do not know, Friday marked the 9th consecutive day that the S&P 500 closed in the green consecutively, right? As of right now, markets are dropping. Just wanted to let you guys know kind of like what we have in store. The big focus this week, I mean, we have a series of economic reports that you guys are, of course, encouraged to look into for this overall week. Like today, we had a handful of reports, ISM, PMI, in my opinion, not the most important, still impactful. So PMI came in a little bit lower than what was expected. ISM non-manufacturing PMI came in a little bit higher than what was expected. But the big one is this week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. or 2 hours, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have the Federal Reserve, not Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. My apologies. I'm in the East Coast right now. I'm normally in Arizona. I'm all sideways right now. Federal Reserve is going to be having an Fomc rate decision. This is where they decide if they're going to be increasing, pausing, or cutting interest rates. It is expected about a 90% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause. The market doesn't want the Federal Reserve to pause. They've been begging and eager for the market, for the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates. This is why the market's been recovering in hope that the Federal Reserve is going to recover. Again, Trump has been begging Jerome Powell and the head of the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates. He first resorted to name calling, and then he went back to, no, I'm not going to fire Powell. I just want him to start cutting interest rates. Surprise, surprise. President of the United States has no control over who the head of the Federal Reserve is once he is already in office. So it was a pointless claim to even make in the first point. But as of right now, markets are dropping, and honestly not dropping as hard as I think that they should be. Based off of how the markets have been recovering, they still look incredibly bullish on the larger time frames. 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, a really strong uptrend. In my opinion, and again, this is 100% just my opinion, I think markets are overbought. I think they're going to be due for a retracement, especially with 9 consecutive green days in a row. It doesn't have to be today, but it looks like it will. Today will end the green streak. We'll see if we get a nice retracement. A pullback does not mean that this is a confirmation of a reversal. We're still, again, very bullish. I want to see if we begin to show progress below $470 for QQQ. With that, then we would get confirmation of this thing actively selling off, actively retracing, but we just don't have the same fear that we've had the past few weeks. With the negotiations going on with China, we haven't heard any updates. So maybe if we hear any updates, that can be a positive or maybe a negative catalyst if there is no updates. Because remember, that was the big focus. It just seems like it's not as important anymore. Remember, the stock market always gets ahead of itself. It likes to ignore things that often or previously were negatively impacting it. So we'll see how things continue to develop. But based off of the most recent GDP report, it's not like this economy is doing better. Our previous Q1 2025 actually showed that our economy was contracting. So therefore, things are not getting better. It can pretend, again, like the market likes to recover. It's eager to recover. It's desperate to recover. It does not mean that things are actually getting better. But obviously, the trend is your friend. You want to trade with it. But I would just be careful at these levels. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see confirmation of a reversal. But obviously, just like many of you guys, I'm taking it day by day. We still have to respect this trend. It is overbought. There is some decent pullback potential, but it's still incredibly bullish. So be mindful of that. There's no reason for you to enter a short early while direction is still favorable for the bulls. I do want to make you aware, I do have a small short position right now, just so you guys can see. My position's about $102,000 shorting Tesla right now. I'm up about $1,600 on the day. I also shorted Apple, but I've once closed this already, so I'm fully closed out on this trade. $3,400 is what I made on that. And then I have a small little position on SQQQ, and this one's about $34,000 to $35,000. So I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date. Again, I trade live every morning with my LPP team. It's designed for complete beginners, and it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. If you ever want to tune on in, you guys can watch me trade live starting tomorrow, and it's the second link in the description down below. Especially in this market full of chaos, if you ever just want a little bit more of a sense of direction, then that's exactly what I'm here to do. Second link down below. There's a huge sale going on. You don't want to miss it. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.